My name is SDub Nation, and I am the smallest YouTuber alive. I like to stop and take the time to rank all 6 seasons of The Flash from worst to best. Please note that everything I said in this video is just my very own opinion. My list is certainly not the right list, it is just my list, and you can please feel free to comment down below your list of all 6 seasons ranked, or just your favorite season. Like, comment, subscribe. Now without further ado, let's get into the ranking. Kicking off my list at number 6, we have Season 4. This season just bored me. The villain is not at all interesting, and the only thing that I like about the season is the suit, Elongated Man, and the crossover, which was Crisis on Earth X. And possibly the best episode inside of the series, Flash Time. And also, I like the fact that we get to see more of Vibe, Kid Flash, and we get to see the relationship with Caitlin and Killer Frost, but that's only to a certain extent. And really what brings this season down a lot for me is that Iris really becomes annoying. This season is not unwatchable. I mean, you can watch the season, actually only watch a couple episodes because the rest of the season is kind of boring. But I also like the hidden details with Nora inside of them. They actually, hints Nora inside of the season very early on. We see her appear in a couple appearances inside of a couple episodes, but I really enjoyed that they actually did that with Nora, and they actually took that route with this season. But it's just a lot of things that weighs this down for me. And honestly, I wish Barry was inside of the Speed Force just a little bit longer so we actually feel the urgency that his friends want to get him back but can't. I mean, in the first episode, they brought him back with ease. And really, I just wish we could have got more of him being out of it. If he ever got back early, I wish we could have seen him more getting out of it. Him writing in code and everything like that. I love that aspect about the first episode. But even in the first episode, Iris felt like she didn't even want to get Barry back. And that's what really bothered me. Coming in at number 5, we have Season 3. Barry's brooding is okay, but not at all what I want to see from The Flash. Savitar is alright, nothing spectacular, and he kind of reminds me of Bully Maguire from Spider-Man 3, but that's just me. But I really wish that Flashpoint actually lasted longer. I mean, seeing Barry live out his dream was just something that brought me happiness watching this season. And then we could have saw him losing his memories as the episodes went on, but in the first episode, he reversed Flashpoint, and now he has to live with the consequences of it. But actually seeing Kid Flash integrated into the mix and the fact that Flashpoint actually has consequences for the Flash and the Arrowverse as a whole, it makes the season all the more intriguing. Coming in at number 4, we have Season 6. Season 6 actually has 2 halves. The first half actually builds the tension of Crisis and Barry's relationship with the Speed Force. Then Crisis happened and Barry didn't die. So the second half sees the team dealing with Crisis, and it's actually a better representation than I actually expected. I mean, Barry actually having to deal with Oliver's death, even though he was one of the closest people to Oliver, is actually kind of sad. And Mirror Iris is actually annoying. I said this in my review, Mirror Iris is really annoying. I wish that we could have got a more likable Mirror Iris. I wanted to see a more likable Mirror Iris, and sometimes I couldn't tolerate her. Good thing she died. But the storyline I actually liked was Barry's speed not being at 100%. When Kid Flash came back, we realized that the Speed Force was actually in grave danger. So the Speed Force died, and once the Speed Force dies, the speedsters can't no longer access the Speed Force, and which charges up their speed. So Barry has to use artificial speed, and really it's not the same as the Speed Force's speed. And you actually see the vulnerability of Barry throughout these last couple of episodes before the season finale, which I really liked. But Godspeed actually needed a bigger role, and having 2 villains is weird, but the villains were kind of cool. All in all, the season is not that bad, but the only thing that brings it down for me is the fact that the pandemic actually happened and they could not film their last episode. So I really wish they could have filmed their last episodes and we could have saw the season as a whole. But due to coronavirus, it messed everything up. Kicking off my top 3 list, I have Flash Season 5. Nora just brings a breath of fresh air to this season, and it is kind of a mystery of where she's coming from, what happened where she comes from. I mean, it's just such a mystery to see it all unfold as we watch the episodes, and it's really nice seeing that. It's just a couple episodes inside of the season that I really don't like. The ones where Nora turns evil, like I kind of lost interest in the season when those episodes happened, but the episodes that I really liked were the family dynamic ones. To be honest, this season actually goes back to its earlier roots. The season integrates comedy, drama, and heart while also bringing family tension and dynamics into the mix. Donna being the villain again wasn't bad, but kind of repetitive. I mean, Cicada was alright, but Cicada 2.0 was bad, obviously. I did not like her character. And to be honest, in this season, Iris wasn't annoying. I mean, she was annoying in season 4, and she became annoying in season 4. But in season 5, she just wasn't annoying, and it was actually right for her character to have Nora there, and it was actually right for Barry's character to have Nora there because he learns about his fate from Crisis through Nora, and I really liked that aspect. And it was actually emotional. I really liked the fact that Nora actually sacrificed herself for her family, and when she died, it was really emotional for everyone involved in the series. So this season is an A in my book. Despite the villain, despite the suit, and despite evil Nora,
to know your father, to do your best to follow in his footsteps, to make him proud. How could he leave me?
Wait, that's enough.
Nora, how could he stop loving me?
this season's A-okay. Our runner-up at number 2 is Season 2. Zoom is actually a powerful threat to Barry. Barry deals with his life after the first season. That being, Flash is now a figure in the public eye, and people now have celebrations for the Flash. I mean, we have Flash Day. Oliver didn't get that. It's actually a joke in Season 2 that Barry and Oliver is like talking about how Flash have coffees made out of him, or like he has coffees named after him. And then Barry says, well, if you would have saved your city, you could get coffee named after you. Like, I like that aspect about this season. This season was actually really nice. It was very repetitive from the first season. We learned that there is a multiverse out there, actually, and Earth 2 is actually a living, breathing place. And they couldn't get rid of Kavanaugh, so they had to create a new Harrison Wells, which then started a trend of more Harrison Wells coming into the series. The Jay Garrick surprise, for me at least, was actually surprising. I didn't know that the guy that was posing as Jay Garrick was Zoom. And really, I fell asleep on one of the episodes, and I actually missed the reveal. So I had to go back, and I was actually so pumped because I was like, this dude is actually Zoom? Who's the real Jay Garrick? Where's Jay Garrick? Like, who is he? Is he the guy in that jail with the mask on? Who is he? I just didn't know until the last episode, and I realized that, wow, this is actually going to be moving for Barry because it's his dad's doppelganger. Like, this is the 1990s Flash from the actual show 1990s Flash, but this is his doppelganger. I actually battled back and forth about putting this in number 1, but it's just the same as Season 1, and it is a little bit lower than Season 1. But coming in at my number 1 has got to go to Flash Season 1. This season is just a breath of fresh air for the Arrowverse. This is the second show of the Arrowverse from the CW, and it is way different from Arrow. The Flash brings Barry into the limelight with this fast, funny, corny, and heartfelt season. Eobard Thawne is a captivating villain. He has no purpose but to hurt Barry. This whole season integrates so many themes, and honestly, it works. And really, all the characters inside of this season are great. I mean, Iris is not annoying. She's very helpful to Barry. She treats Barry like her actual brother, which I really liked. Barry actually tries to stay away from Iris while also trying to help her out with her reporting skills. I honestly like that aspect. And Cisco in this season, I like him. I like him in this season. I actually thought that he was annoying in this season, but boy was I wrong, because come season 6, like the end of season 5 and beginning of season 6, he is just trash. I do not like Cisco in the later seasons. But in this season, I honestly like him because he has something to do. He's actually doing something, and him being this type of fanboy like scientist working with Barry, I like that aspect because he's actually geeking out over the fact that they've actually discovered a speedster. Like, this guy is a speedster. He can travel at Mach 2 in just 3 seconds. And I like the fact that Sisko actually has excitement from that. And Tom Cavanaugh plays Eobard Thawne very well. I mean, we know that that's not his real face, but come on. This Harrison Well act that they're doing with Tom Cavanaugh, I love it. Because you actually feel the suspense. Tom Cavanaugh just plays his role very well, and you're on the edge of your seat the whole time watching this season unfold, seeing Reverse Flash kill Sisko. Like, that was gut wrenching when I first saw it. Like, that was just sad when I first saw it, because Sisko was actually a pretty cool character, and then they actually killed him off. But then they brought him back because Flash went back in time, messed everything up, timeline and everything like that. But this season just worked for me. CW's biggest gamble and departure from the show that they already had actually birthed the best villain, hero, characters, season, actually one of the best shows in the Arrowverse ever. This is why it comes in at number 1. Alright guys, that is it for the ranking. Please note that everything I said in this video is just my personal opinion. My list is certainly not the right list. It is just my list, and please feel free to comment down below your list of all 6 seasons of Flash ranked from worst to best, just like me, or you could just do your favorite. Please check out that playlist up above for everything Arrowverse related. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
I am the Flash.